Hey Leo, welcome to your weekly forecast for October 17th through the 23rd. This is for Leo's sun, moon, and rising. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up here for you all. Now, you might not see this video for a few more weeks or months. It's fine. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it, whenever it's time for you to hear the messages. Keep in mind, this is a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And without further ado, my dears and my darlings, let's see what we have coming up here for the Leo collective. Let's get right on into it. Move you all just a little bit closer. First card coming up here is the Queen of Wands. Look at you guys. You're in your beautiful fire sign energy, right? This could definitely be you coming into your power, coming into your determination. Traditionally, the Queen of Wands is a fire sign person, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So it could be you. It could be you dealing with a fellow fire sign person. And the Queen of Wands comes up for me in readings a lot of the time when you're starting to realize how much you bring to the table, how much other people benefit from having you around. And you start to notice that, like, when you speak up or when you ask for more, you're either just kind of told to quit complaining and get back to work, or you're met with, like, flattery, like, oh, I wish I could do more for you. I wish I could give you a raise. I wish I could give you a promotion, but times are so tough right now, and we're barely getting by. And oh, Leo, we don't know what we'd ever do without you. Oh my gosh, you keep this place running. It would fall apart if you ever left. Oh God, I hope we never lose you. And there's like the stroking of the ego. Queen of Wands gets tired of that. She gets tired of being pushed into the corner. She gets tired of the, pointless flattery. And she realizes she deserves more. She wants more. And she gets angry. And that anger really comes to the surface and motivates her, moves her forward to reach for better, to reach for more, whether this be in a work situation, whether this be in friendship situation or romantic situation. Like, you're realizing, I deserve a lot more than what I'm getting here. I'm giving a lot more than what I'm getting back, and that's not okay. That's not cool. It's unacceptable. So she reaches for more, and she gets more very quickly. I see that happen a lot when the Queen of Wands comes up in my readings. Also, this previous full moon that we had, the full moon in Aries, was very powerful in my opinion. I'm still kind of rolling through the energies that it's brought in, and I feel it's been very transformative. And so a lot of you might be feeling like you're coming into your confidence again, or you're remembering who you are. Like, you forgot who you were and you're remembering, hey, I'm remembering who I am here. Like, and you may be stepping into the characteristics of the Queen of Wands. She's funny, the life of the party, charismatic, attractive, hot. People want to be around her, be with her. Very entrepreneurial spirit with the Queen of Wands. Someone who is, comes up with creative solutions, very independent. So these may be characteristics that you're tapping into, right? You may be realizing that and this is what I'm feeling for you guys this week with the Queen of Wands. Leo, I feel like a lot of you found yourself in a situation that over time, you really began seeking out validation from that situation or from that relationship. Like, you wanted to know that you were doing a good job. You wanted to know that you were appreciated. You needed the compliments. You needed the pat on the back, or like the good job. And now I feel that this is something that the person or the company or whatever, like, uh they shaped you into that, like into needing that or into wanting that. And now you're remembering, you're like, wait a minute, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm not a trained seal. I don't need to, do tricks for rewards here, or I don't need that validation. I know what I bring to the table. And like, I just feel like you're in a situation where you're kind of feeling a little bit condescended. Like, they're condescending me. They're kind of like, taking me for a fool. They're giving me this false flattery. And you're like, I don't need this. This is ridiculous. So I feel some of you have just like fallen into some kind of situation, and you're like, no, 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 this isn't working for me. Like, this is small potatoes. I'm on to bigger, better things here. So I feel a sense of wanting more, reaching for more, and I don't. It almost feels to me like you're waking up out of a trance. I don't know what this is, Leo. If this resonates for you, let me know in the comments. If you've found yourself in a situation where like you feel like you're waking up from a trance, or like someone had you hypnotized or something, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't need this. No, So I feel like you're raising the bar, and you're setting out for something better, something more. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Five of Cups. So this could be the realization as you're opening your eyes, like the disappointment. Like, what is this? How did I end up in this situation? You may be disappointed in the other person or the people involved as you're beginning to realize, what you've been dealing with here. You kind of maybe feel a little let down, or, I had higher hopes. I expected more, I expected better. And so there may be a sense of disappointment. For some of you, this, like, being in your ambition, being in your power, going for something more, going for something better, you might be hearing some disappointing news this week that's pushing you in that direction. So maybe you put in for a promotion or a position, and you're finding out you didn't get that position. But not only that, there may be something here where you're like the person who got it, for sure that was some politics. For sure that was some nonsense. Like, it would have been something else if you were like, okay, you know what, that person's been here a really long time. They really are a good worker. They've been here longer, like way longer than me, and they really worked their butt off. So, I'm disappointed that I didn't get it, but I understand. I can see how they gave it to that person. It's not that kind of a situation. This might be somebody who really slacks off. This might be somebody that's like been there like barely 10 seconds, So there might be something here where you're like, this is some nonsense. And you may be disappointed. And so this might be the disappointment that's motivating you to reach for better, to reach for more. Like, forget this, I'm out of here. I'm not going to stay here much longer, kind of situation. Five of Cups also can sometimes come up when you're about to move on to new endeavors or move in a new direction, but you may be doing it in a resentful way because something you wanted, something you hoped for didn't go the way that you wanted. So you're like, okay, well, I guess I have to move on, but there's still bitterness, there's still resentment. If we're moving on with that bitterness or resentment, we're not going to succeed in the next endeavor. So check in with yourself and ask yourself, is there anything I feel bitter about? Is there anything I feel angry about? Is there anything I feel salty about? It's your right to feel that way. I'm not going to tell you, oh no, Leo, don't take it like that. Oh no, Leo, don't feel that way about it. I'm not going to tell you that because you have a right to your feelings. And you have a right to be upset, when things aren't fair or when things are disappointing. All I'm saying here with this Five of Cups, in order to succeed in your next endeavor, you need to take some time and get that out of your system. You need to let yourself feel angry, release that anger, feel sad, release that sadness. Maybe you need to cry over the situation. I know crying a lot of the times doesn't feel good. I hate to cry, but it can be very cleansing. It can be very clearing. And so you need to kind of mourn whatever you're stepping away from and get it out of your system so that this next endeavor, this next chapter that you're going into will be successful. Okay, the next card coming up here for the Leo collective is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords could be an impasse. Okay, now I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of you are receiving disappointing news. Like you requested something and your request was denied. So this could be, as I said, it could be a promotion situation at work where it's very unfair, the person that it goes to. In your friendships or in your romantic relationships, you may have kind of set a boundary, or you may have told your partner, look, this is what I need. And then Two of Swords and the Five of Cups here, you're not getting the response you had hoped for. And not only that, I feel like if you speak up, the response you're getting is, hold out, just deal with it for a little longer, or like that's really not possible, but the situation's not that bad. I don't feel like there's any effort to meet you halfway, or there it just doesn't feel like there's any effort to like give you any reassurance, like, okay, look, you know what, give this 3 more months, or give this 6 more months. Like there's no possibility of like resolution. It's just kind of like, like you're being kept in limbo about the situation. Some of you are disappointed. Two of Swords does make me feel like though some of you are angry, and though some of you know you deserve better, you deserve more, some of you may be in the mindset where you're like, okay, you know what, I'm going to wait a little bit longer. I'm going to manifest this. It's going to change. Like the next one is going to be mine. The next one is going to be good. But the Two of Swords, some of you have heard me say this. For me in my readings, the Two of Swords is kind of like a warning. Like what's happening right now is a sign for you. What's happening right now is a message for you that it's time to move on. It's time to get going. It's time to go in a new direction. Like, the writing is on the wall, so to speak. But what happens with the Two of Swords is we're scared to take action. Or we tell ourselves, let me wait a little bit longer. Maybe it'll take care of itself. Maybe it'll work itself out, If I just wait a little bit longer, it'll get better. Or we're scared to take action, or we're delaying, or we're procrastinating. But there's a clear impasse here. You know what you want. You're not going to budge from that. The other person or people in the situation is going to do what's best for them. They're not going to change course to, benefit you, or to, you know, uh, cater to you in some way. And so there's this impasse. And so it's just stuck, stagnant energy. And your angels and guides are going to give you time. They're going to give you time to take the steps. But the Two of Swords is a warning for me. It's like the warning signs are here. The writing is on the wall. We're giving you a little bit more time to take the steps. But when time runs out, and we got to keep you in flow with divine timing, we don't want you to be late for anything. We don't want you to miss your opportunities. We got to keep you going, keep you on schedule. So guess what? Now we, your angels, guides, universe, have to come in with a tower moment. And the tower moments don't feel good. But the tower moments are like the cosmic prison break. You may be in a prison, symbolically speaking, and you're trapped in this situation out of fear, out of uncertainty. And so the tower is like the cosmic prison break. Your angels, guides, universe, they're like, we got to bust Leo out of this and get Leo free from the situation, so Leo stays on track, Leo stays on schedule, and doesn't miss the opportunities that are meant for them. So even though the tower comes in a loving way, it can be very chaotic, very scary, and might not feel good. It might be really uncomfortable, to have to now transition your way through that chaos and try to figure out what your next step is going to be. So a lot of you are being given signs or being shown that this is not a fair or favorable situation for you. And so this is time for you to plan and put together your next steps while you still have some kind of security or stability. It's a lot easier to do a job hunt and search for a new job and be picky about what job you accept when you're already working. But if you're not working, you're going to just be, I'm going to take the first thing that gets offered to me, right? Or living situation, right? Oh my gosh, I'm couch surfing right now. I don't have a place to live. I'm going to take the first place that comes up versus, okay, I have a place I'm living right now, but I can go see other options. I can take my time. I can be picky. Now is a good time to take action so that the transition doesn't feel rushed. So you're not just jumping into the first thing that comes along, and you're being selective. You know what you deserve. So I feel like this message is basically telling you, don't delay. The warning signs are here. The writing is on the wall. Take action now. Don't wait for a tower moment. You don't have to wait for a tower moment. Your next card here is the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is competing goals. This is not a situation that's going to resolve itself. This is not a situation that's going to move forward in a favorable way. Those resentments are going to build. That anger is going to build. And what's going to happen, Leo, for a lot of you, this tower moment in the future may come up in the way where you're losing your cool and you're walking off, you're walking out of a situation before you've even planned your next step. So something can happen at work where you're like, that is it. That is the last straw. I'm going to tell my boss off and I'm walking out of this job. Well, that might feel good in the moment, but then you're like, oh man, I got to find a new job, or I got to get my business going, or, I'm not going to have a good reference here, or like whatever it might be. Or you have a big fight, a big argument with somebody, and now you got to find a new place to live, and it's happening very suddenly. So I feel like this resentment is going to build, and it's going to become like a hostile environment. And you don't wait for the situation to become hostile. Don't wait for those tensions to build and to rise. Sometimes we just have to cut our losses and look at a situation and realize that, you know what, they're not going to do me right. And that's on them. That's their problem. I know that in the end, it's going to be a blessing for me. I know there's better things ahead. And this is just telling me to keep moving. And I'm going to be really happy when I come into the next thing. But don't wait for it to come in by way of a tower moment. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. If you'd like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to the scheduling page. There's also a link in the description that'll take you to the weekly forecast if you want to watch the other ones. I have cut my prices. I know inflation is crazy right now, so there's some price reductions. Those of you who like to get the 2023 12-month forecast, or not just 2023, like some of you every year like to get a 12-month forecast from me, I have opened up the 12-month forecast booking for the 2023 readings. I've also reduced the prices for those. Usually they're $175. This year I'm doing them for $111. And I will be posting the 2023 forecasts for all of the zodiac signs in the next few days. So you guys will be seeing those pop up as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Please come back tomorrow and check out the card of the day, the daily message on the channel. But if not, come back next week and check out next week's forecast. Take care and be well, my darlings.